DeCastro claims control over diet and cop watch return. In what can only be called a planned show of force, Jose Chille DeCastro gathered a large group of his followers for his Sunday night live stream, doubling the size of his recent outings and pledging that the old Chille was back. Sadly, DeCastro peaked at 350 viewers for essentially his pre-show, as he played a best of audits video for most of the first hour. While he managed to double the size of Floyd Wallace's recent outings, and double plus that of his own disastrous Friday into Saturday live stream, he couldn't come close to the numbers put up by rival Lane Myers, who routinely draws 700 people for his near-daily events. DeCastro's focus for the evening was to announce that since getting food poisoning at Thanksgiving last week, he was able to reevaluate his life and take control of his diet. While we note that Thanksgiving was actually around 18 days ago, hardly last week, we didn't belabor the point as he pledged that the old Chille was back. Because he could now control his diet, which he blamed on the sugary foods that people sent him in gift baskets while he was in the clink at the Clark County Detention Center last year. Not that he was complaining, he made it clear, but that he was apparently ashamed of his body and becoming fat for him, and now that he could control his diet he could go on cop watches and audits again. His prepared comments were interrupted by the appearance of David Chavez, aka Riverside County Accountability, who was arrested around a year ago in California and took a plea deal in June based on his auditing activity. Chavez was released from jail on Saturday and DeCastro warmly invited him up on panel. Chavez was part of the so-called Freedom 8 lead by activist Eden Alex Enamorado, who essentially sparked a group task force of local and federal police when he showed he had the ability to gather large groups of people to protest at the homes of his enemies. As he joined DeCastro on air, he said he copped a plea deal for pepper spraying a random man during one of these large gatherings. He had a 2-year felony sentence, got credit for 6 months of time served while waiting for trial, then served out the last 6 months without incident. Chavez said he was currently locked out of his Riverside County Accountability YouTube channel, and DeCastro asked his fans to donate an old iPhone to Chavez to help him unlock his account. DeCastro attempted to get jail credibility by talking over Chavez's experience, claiming that the lockup facilities at the Cook County Detention Center were almost as bad as what Chavez went through. Eventually, Chavez grew bored with DeCastro, accepted DeCastro's offer to help him write up a demand for return of property document, and left. This should have been the exciting end of DeCastro's live stream, which was now down to 257 assembled viewers, but he continued to enthrall his viewers with the same old for the next 2 hours. In the end, he again promised that now that he could control his diet, he'd return to regular cop watching and live streaming. While we're convinced that he'll quit again once some horrible person notes his waddling towards officers, we're just as sure of his future successes with his pending board game, due to be released in big box stores in 8 days. Other notable observations during the nearly 4-hour broadcast included DeCastro's accusations that having police stationed in schools resulted in having more police having improper contact with children assigned to their care, with DeCastro's proof being whatever unsubstantiated proof he had during his investigations in Ironton, Ohio, years ago. Also of note was DeCastro's newer claim to have PTSD from his time in jail, and his noting it took almost the same amount of time out of jail as the time he served in jail to fully mentally recover. He also claimed that he was supposed to file his latest lawsuit for wrongful imprisonment by the Las Vegas Metro Police Department over Thanksgiving, but was delayed, and that he'll file the lawsuit again soon. He's expected to be in the Las Vegas area over the Christmas and New Year's holidays. DeCastro will more than likely live stream again on Tuesday. Chavez has already been on a test-run cop watch and plans to return to active First Amendment audits once he restores his YouTube channel.